Start filling up the seats up in front. We got couch. Don't let Jamal scare you away. We got 4 minutes and 40 seconds left. We got chairs up here. We got couches up here. Got enough room for a thorn to be in between, or a rose to be in between two thorns here. There she is. Hello, hello. Come on up. Got plenty of chairs up front. Grab something to eat. Get a chair up here. We got 2 chairs over here. We got a spot on the couch. And we got to start standing in front of the camera. So everybody in the back, we got to stand in front of the cameras here. Just start filling in. Don't act like you don't hear me.
Wanna have fun, clap my hand.
All right, got 2 minutes to start filling in front of the cameras here. Come on in. All those in the back, come on. Get filled in front of the cameras here. Let's move. 2 minutes.
We have traveled land and sea, but as long as you are with me, there's no place I'd rather be. I would away forever, exalted in the sea, as long as I am with you, my heart continues to beat. With every step we take, Kyoto to the bay, strolling so casually. We're different and the same, gave you another name, switch up the batteries. If you gave me a chance, I would take it. It's a shot in the dark, but I'll make it. No, with a little hope, you can't shame me. When I am with you, there's no place I'd rather be. No, 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 no place I'd rather be. No, 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 no place I'd rather be. No, 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 no place I'd rather be.
All right, come on up here. Start filling in. Get in front. Stand on up. You got a minute left. Get in front of the cameras. Let's go, people. We got reputations to uphold around here. And then we bring Jason in. Kind of ruin that. All right, everybody get stood up. Come on, get in front of the cameras. Come on up in front of the cameras. Come on, those in the back. Come on, get in front of the cameras. Get over here. Come on up. Come on, Lizette. You're the dancer in the group. Come on. Get standing in front of the cameras. Come on, everybody, get standing up. That means stand up. We're in church. Stand up. Stand up. Stand up. There you go. We need big hair, Lizette. We need big hair. Big Zed. Angela, come on up. Angela, get in front of the cameras. That's how we do it around here. No, stand over here. Two, one. All right. Energy. Come on. It's December. There we go. That was weak. That was weak. I've seen better at a funeral, for God's sakes. Pretend it's my funeral next time. And you guys go, there we go. There we go. That was Blanchard, in case anybody missed that one. Yeah. All right, well, welcome to the coolest office in Green Valley. That's right. Hey, we got a great meeting for you, as we always do, so welcome. And Roya, where's my Roya at? Here she goes, right. There's my Roya. I don't know where that came from. My Roya.
Hey, okay, all right. Thank you guys for being here today. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So we have a great day scheduled for you. We're going to top it off first, starting with Jason, right, for mortgage. Is it going to be Jason? Yep. Come on up and talk a little bit about the mortgages and what's going on. Prosperity lending.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. So I'll be super quick this time. We just wanted to get you a couple of little tools, basically, and some information for the week. First one is FHA condo list is starting to grow. If you'd like a copy of this, this is every condo association that is approved in Las Vegas, North Las Vegas, and Henderson. So does that mean that these are the only condos that can go through? No, it's not. This is just for FHA only. FHA has a very approved and standard list. VA and conventional are much easier to get condos through for sure. VA does have its own list, and conventional is a little bit more broad. We have one of the best teams that you're ever going to find when it comes to getting condos approved. We also have a third-party vendor that we pay on special occasions to help get those condos approved. I have gotten 4 calls this year from different real estate agents saying, we see that you're the lender on record that did this condo. How'd you do that? Our lender told us we can't do that condo. So if you have condos, please think of us. If you'd like this list, we can hand it out here. And for everybody watching at home, we can send you a copy of the PDF. Big reports that are coming out. We have the dreaded CPI report comes out tomorrow. The PPI report comes out Thursday, so it's going to be a big week for rates. Please don't quote either way if rates are going down or rates are going up this week, because we're going to find out in the next 3 days how rates are going to be doing for the end of the year. So if you're on my distribution list, I will shoot out and let you know how those reports went. If not, ask one of your local prosperity lenders or any lenders in the industry, and they will let you know how rates are going by the end of Friday. And that's everything I had. Thanks so
Awesome.
much.
Any questions? Questions? Okay. All right, great. Well, as you guys know, we have a great partnership, affinity partnership here at Signature, and we have a couple people talking a little bit about their business. One of them is going to be 5 Star Moving. They are our partner vendor, and this is Thomas.
Hello.
He's going to talk a little bit
Hello.
about their program and what they can do for you.
Hello, good morning, everyone. My name is Thomas. Oh, thank you very much. I'm here to represent 5 Star Moving, which should be the go-to movers for you. We give extreme good service. We cover from the beginning to the end, the walkthrough, packing, unpacking. We do unmounting of TVs, mounting of TVs, whatever is needed, we are there for our customers. We started 22 years ago. Craig Gilliam, which is the founder of 5 Star, he started selling furniture out of his garage, and then 22 years later, we just moved Shaquille O'Neal, and I'm very proud of that. We cover the 50 states, and again, there's no hidden fees, no gimmicks that we give. All we give is opportune service, $180 an hour, 3 men, 1 truck, and we're there till the job is done. And that's about it. Thank you.
Questions? Anybody that you guys have that needs to move cross country or here?
We're here for you.
They're here to. They're your partners right now.
Yes.
Okay.
All 50 states.
All 50 states.
Yes.
Awesome.
Thank you very much.
Chris has a question.
Yes. Can you do moves locally from like our house to storage? 1,000%, sir. 1,000%.
Awesome.
Anything else? We are here for you.
Go find Chris afterwards.
Yeah, I think so.
Awesome. Thanks so
Yeah,
much,
thank you.
Thomas. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And with that being said, we also have a great partner in Raceco, and they do air duct, carpet, tile, and this is Ray Long. So give him a warm welcome, please.
Thank you. I'm going to pass this around so that if anybody wants to enter this drawing for the $25 gift card I'm giving away, they can throw their card in here. So far, there's a 50-50 chance that somebody's going to win. So thank you very much for having us here. I appreciate it very much. I'm Really happy to be part of the vendor network here at Signature. If I know I've seen some familiar faces here, and I look forward to do some work for the rest of you. But just to give you an idea about my company, I was here. I've been in business since 1998. I've almost exclusively marketed to real estate professionals for all those years. We know how to work on a listing. We know how to make you look good on the referral. It's one of our most, I preach about it to my guys constantly. I don't just hire people to come in and push a wand. They get certified in our business. They go to school. They actually have, there is an actual governing body. It's called the Institute of Inspection, Cleaning, and Restoration. So I don't just tell them to spray something on the carpet and suck it up. You know, we're a lot more than that. So the 5 major services that we do are carpet and upholstery cleaning, tile and grout cleaning, air duct cleaning, natural stone polishing, cleaning and polishing, and then we clean garages and driveways. So in each of those areas, we are going to make sure that we do a good job for you. We also can do, this might find it of a lot of interest to you guys, is stretching and patching. We can do that with carpet. A lot of times that's an issue when you take a listing. If you're ever not happy, all I want to know is a chance, I want to know about it and I want to fix it. That's it. There's no problems here. If I don't know about it, I can't take care of it. So anytime that you have an issue, I'm here for you and I want to get it handled. I think that about covers it. Do you have any questions? Yes, sir. I'll vouch for them. I just used them last week at my house. They stretched my carpet and they did an amazing job.
Conrad
Thank you.
vouches, stretch the carpet. Yay!
Thank you very much. Actually, I think we've gotten about 4 or 5 jobs already since you brought us into the
There we
the
go.
program.
See, it's
So
worth it.
thank you very much. Are we ready to do the? Oh, you guys got a spot out. I'll make this quick.
Oh yeah, no.
This is a neutral spot and stain remover, and the reason why that's key is it's neutral. It's not going to set the stain if it doesn't get it out. It actually works really well. So it's something you can try first, and then if it doesn't come out, we still have a chance to get it out. A lot of times people will grab Resolve and things like that. If it doesn't work, then we have a really hard time getting that special stain out of your carpet. So this is free anytime you guys want it. Every time I bring some with me, okay? Thank you. And $25 gift card. You want to do it now? And I've been doing all
Where
their
is the box?
carpets for 20 years.
Where is it?
Right here.
Oh, sorry. Where is it? I can't even see it.
Me neither.
But I know it's one of the girls.
Keith Lynham.
It's Crystal.
Keith Lynham. Keith Lynham.
Thank you. Here, take those with you. Those are yours. Yeah. So, okay, great. So thank you so much, Ray. Thank you so much, Thomas. They'll be here for a few. So if you guys want to reach out to them and talk to them a little bit. With that being said, we're going to go into wants and needs. What do we have that we want to sell or that we need to get a buyer for? Come on, Miss Angela. New to Green
Wants and
Valley.
needs.
Come on over
up,
here.
Stand up.
Okay, so I have a listing. It's been on the market a little bit. We need to sell it. It's just under 5,000 square feet. A true custom in Summerlin. Beautiful gated community in the heart of Summerlin. Has a casita, beautiful wraparound pool. It's a single story. It has a really cool courtyard. It's 2.4. Bring your buyer. Let me know. Yeah, it's 2017 slow wind. Yeah. 2017 slow wind. Look it up. Let me know if you have any questions.
Nice, great. Who else?
Who else is next? Come on up. Start the line. Come on up. Conrad, Crystal. Come on up. Wants and needs. You're a needy group.
Hi, I have 2 listings. The first one's in Southern Highlands. It is 5 bedrooms, 4.5 baths, 4776 square feet, has a pool and a spa, really nice size lot. It is at $995, and it's in a gated community. My second one is a single story in Desert Shores, 3 bedroom, 2 bath, 2316, listed at $740. I need to sell them as soon as possible, please. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I've got a couple listings coming up. I've got a high-rise at the Metropolis. I don't know if you're familiar with Metropolis, but very beautiful Art Deco style building. The views are sick. It's dead-on strip, golf course, and sphere views from this property. It's 2 bedrooms, 2 bath, 2,200 square feet, high ceilings. We're going to be the lowest price in the building at $665. It's absolutely gorgeous. A lot of the furniture is included. There's a pool table that's included. It's just a great buy. And then I have a great deal in the north, a gated community, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, about 1,260 square feet, and we're going to be at 358. So gated community.
Morning, everybody. All right, so I got a listing that's only been on the market for 20 days, gated community in Henderson. We've had a couple offers, so we're right around there, but the seller's pretty motivated. I have a buyer I've been working with. We just got outbid on a cash offer by like $20,000. Right over here, so if you have a 1-story, we're looking preferably 3 to 4 bedrooms, 3-car garage. I mean, we can go up to like $1 million. So if you guys have anything that's coming up, let me know. And then, yeah, I think.
I got a 2-story for half $500,000 that will do for $1 million. You knock the second floor down for that.
Right. So I got 2 listings here, 3 bedroom, 2 bath. This one's going to be 1,223 square feet, no HOA, tenant in place though, paying $2,200 a month. And then another listing, 3 bedroom, 4 bath, gated community in the Northwest, right under 2,000 square feet, going for $400,000.
Anybody else?
All right, great. And with that, Miss Janet.
Miss Janet, come on up.
Thank you. Okay, it's approaching that time. Thursday night, right here, 4 o'clock, in the Green Valley office will be their White Elephant Gift Exchange Christmas party from 4 to 7. Bring a wrapped gift with no name on it and an hors d'oeuvre to share, and be sure you RSVP. 4 to 7. I'm sorry. It's all good, according to Roya. Just bring something to share and have a great time. If you're not at the Green Valley office, you are welcome to attend their event. The very next day, Friday at 10 o'clock, Spanish Ridge and Northwest will be having their White Elephant Gift Exchange at the Spanish Ridge office. It is a brunch, so bring a breakfast dish to share. Starts at 10 o'clock. Please RSVP. One other thing this week, and I've thought long and hard about it. Friday, the 13th, is coming Friday, is the annual President's Appreciation Dinner. I thought about not going, but I've gone for so many years. It's one of my favorite events of the year, and I thought, why should what's happening at LVR affect my good time? So I'm going to go. If you've been on a committee, I urge you to go, and Signature can just take over half the room and have our own party.
Can have a quorum.
Exactly, a quorum. So, and that's all I have. No CE for December. And I want to say one more thing while I'm on LVR. If you were not picked for a select committee that was president's appointment only, that's okay. Because if you show up in January at the open committee meetings, the very first meeting of the year, you are automatically a member of that year, for that whole year. And so I wasn't picked for anything. So I'm going to show up at every committee meeting that's open in January, decide if I like the committee. If I don't like the committee, if I don't like it, I don't have to go back. If I like it, I'm automatically a member, and I encourage you to do the same thing. That's all I have.
Awesome. Thank you, Janet. Next week, big week. This is how we do it. Start here in Green Valley, and then about the time we shut down, we'll just bust it over to Southwest, and we'll hit theirs, right? You guys will do the math in your head here in a little bit and figure that out. We'll be an all-nighter. It's funnier than you guys are letting on. All right, with that, with a rousing applause, let's bring up Chris and Brandon, newly installed. They're here for our program, so, and I'm out.
Thank you. 4 more meetings. That's 4 more meetings. How are you guys? Good morning. So we're going to talk for just a minute. Then we're going to talk a lot later. But we're going to talk for just a minute about the real estate market and what's happening. So just show of hands, those in the room, who thinks that next year is going to be a fantastic year? Okay. Who thinks that next year it'll be easier to take listings? Okay. A few less hands. A few less hands. Who thinks that next year the sales price will continue to go up? Okay, fantastic. These are all one answer questions. So I agree with you. I personally believe, and Brandon's going to tell you what he thinks, but I believe that in weird market cycles like we've had over the last 2 years, the opportunity for agents to make money and to thrive is there as long as they have the mindset for it. And what I mean by that is every single coach and trainer in real estate that I've talked to over the last several years has always said it's not about the listings you get or the buyers you work with. It's really about the mindset you have to be able to go get those clients. And everyone's sitting there talking about, oh my God, the market, and oh my God, what's going to happen, and oh my God, where are we going to be at, and who's going to be president, and what are the interest rates going to be, and what are mortgages going to happen, and can I get a loan? At the end of the day, no matter what happens and how it happens, 20 to 30,000 people decide to purchase or sell a home in Southern Nevada. And the question is it only the people that are really interested in the interest rates that get it? No, it's the people with the mindset to go out and drive the business. I was talking with an agent going over their business plan just yesterday, and one of the interesting things that came out of that meeting is that they have a slew of buyers they worked with this year, over probably 12 or 13 buyers that they sold homes to, and the year before it was very similar, and the year before that it was very similar, and all of these people have made money and equity in their property. Now, the one thing I do believe is going to happen, and I'd like to hear Brandon's take on it, I've never seen so much equity sitting in the Las Vegas real estate market since like 2005 when we all had millions and millions and millions of properties, right? Everybody had 7 or 8. And everyone was looking at it saying, that's okay. The properties are going up in value every single day. I don't mind carrying that many. But we really didn't have any equity, right? In the market right now, we have people with 50, 60, 70, 75% equity in their property. And I think that what I've seen is the amount of debt that people are inquiring is a little staggering, right? They're getting those high interest credit cards. They're out buying a car. Have you ever seen so many new cars out there in the marketplace? I mean, like every car I drive by, it's brand new, right? Just not mine.
Yeah, I just bought a new car.
Yep. So I just want to point that out, that I think a lot of the mindset going into this marketplace this year is going to be about how to help people clear their debt, how to help them sell their property and still have a place that they can live in that they like and enjoy and that they want to be part of. So I think that, really, if you're going to do anything leading up to 2025, I would spend as much time working on your mindset and the ability to want to get up and face the day and want to get up and be at the office early and want to get up and prospect and want to do the follow-up calls and want to deal with that customer, the one that you really don't like, to make that phone call to them and get them into a home. Because as long as you're willing to do that, you'll have a banner year. That's what I think. What do you think, Brandon?
I agree with Chris.
Okay.
No, it is mindset. It comes down to your thought, right? What you think and how you perceive the market. So how many of you thought it was a rough year? How many of you thought it was a good year? There are people that make money in every market, and there are people that don't make money in every market. It just kind of, if you go back to COVID, there was people that made lots and lots of money because they got out and they worked and they figured it out. And then there's others that just hunkered down, put this thought in their head that they can't do it. Nobody's buying, nobody's selling, and they didn't make any. And then we shift into this market where it's been a little bit tough. Why has it been tough? It's the excuses we put out there. That's 100%. Like, we can justify why it's been bad or why it's been tough, right? But yet homes sold every single day. Homes sold every single month of the year. And agents made commissions every single month of the year. Why didn't some of us, right? It's because we chose to buy into some of the excuses. I believe that the agents create the market, right? In a hot market like we've just come out of, we don't have to do much because our phones ring and people call us and we just take orders and we sell them houses and we get out there. But when things get tougher, it comes down to us creating the market, us making the contacts, us putting the bug in people's ear to invest in real estate and different things like that instead of waiting for them to come to us. See, we have a seasonal market. It usually slows down in the last quarter of the year, right? Why do people not buy homes as much in November and December?
Because it's cold outside.
Okay, any other reasons? Because agents aren't working. You see, we decide to take the time off. We put in our head that people aren't buying during the holidays. But I'm telling you, the people that are out there looking now or talking to agents now are serious. In the summer, when there's more people doing it, you have more tire kickers, more people looking at houses because it's warm, right? And so for us, we have to look inside and say, hey, I want to have my year next year be by deliberate intent, not by default. And unfortunately, many of us through many markets have learned to survive by default, what comes to us. But it's time that we step up and we take control and we go out and get our fair share. Now, the good news is, you know, with the change of an administration and different things like that, there seems to be some kind of excitement brewing. Phones are starting to ring a little bit more. So I anticipate we're coming into spring, it's going to be a good year, right? And if we can see interest rates come down in the low 6, maybe into the 5s, I think it's going to be a frenzy, right? And yes, that will drive prices up. Why does it drive prices up? Because of inventory. But if we can get people moving again, then things are going to look up for all of us. Now, know this, though. See, when I was younger, my dad said, get into the restaurant business, and I did. And the reason he said is because people eat every day, right? Real estate has people buying and selling every day. Life happens. Things change. Things create movement. And so we're in a good industry. We're in a good business. You just have to go out and get your fair share. Okay?
So a couple of things to piggyback on what Brandon said. You know, one of the things I'm hearing as a agent and as a broker is that, you know, at this time of year, agents start reevaluating what's happening to them and why it's happening and what they haven't done and the things they want to start doing. And one of the things I've noticed across the board is even seasoned agents that have been in the business 20 plus years don't really have a database that they're working, and it's not in a place that they like it to be, and it's not in a way that they work it consistently. And so I would say the one thing I would probably tell you for 2025, don't let another year go by without creating that database that you've always wanted to have. You know, those cards that you want to send out and those mailers that you're going to do and that newsletter you're going to write and those calls you were going to make every month to those people that give you all of your business, don't let another year go by that you don't make that a staple. I mean, just like every gym in town, a lot of things are going to start January 1st, right? Start those calls to your database, you know, and it doesn't have to be something over-communicated. It just, hey, it's Chris. I know it's been a while since we talked. I'm sorry about that. I just wanted to reach out and see how you're doing and what are your plans in 2025 for you and your family in the real estate market. And that's it. Just let the conversation happen from there. But I know a lot of agents are not failing because they're not smart at what they do. They don't understand how to write a contract. They're failing because they don't talk to their clients. And so make sure that you put that position in place in 2025. The other thing I'm going to tell you is I think we're having a lot of specialty markets pop back up. I remember when I got into real estate, everyone was a golf course property specialist or a luxury home specialist or a high-rise specialist. And they really knew a marketplace that they could work because they spent a lot of time learning about it and creating information about it. Now is a fantastic time to create that specialty task that you're really good at, depending on what your background is or where you're from. If you're from California and you're a new real estate agent in Las Vegas, make that your niche. Right? Find people from California. You'll see them. They look a little strange, but they're here. And so reach out to them and talk with them and share with them how to meet people in a new city, in a new place. But the whole point is the more you can do to make yourself special and to stand out, the more business you're going to generate from that. And one last thing I'll leave you with on the marketplace. If you're struggling, or maybe you're not struggling, but you just want to know how to build your business to the next level, every manager on the team, any one of us would be happy to sit down with you at any time and talk about your business and how to build a better plan. We'll talk about just a great idea that you come up with, and I'll poke holes in it, and then we'll fill the holes and make it better. But that's what we're here for. We want to support you to build that business next year.
So, yeah, and if you haven't sat down and done a business plan, I mean, what is a business plan? I mean, people say, well, okay, you got to do this at the end of the year and stuff, and a lot of people will sit down and draw out the plan or write some things down and then never look at it again. One of the things that I've gone through over, you know, probably the past 7 years is more balance, right? So most of the time we sit down and we work on a business plan and we look at the business side of it. But you've got all kinds of aspects of your life, from health to business to family and relationships. And if you're putting this all together, then and working towards that, you can get more balance. Typically what happens is what? we are hurting in business, so we focus more energy and time over here, and we let everything else kind of go away. Our relationships, our health, and other things like that. Then, or you're doing really well in business, so then you start working on your relationships and everything else because you've got the money and the time to do it, and maybe your health, right? But what seems to always be the last thing we look at? Your health, right? And so I think it's important when, as Chris and I are working on the plan for the company and talking to the managers and stuff like that, one of the things that always is kind of perplexed us is health for real estate agents or independent contractors, right? Tom ran a whole campaign to become president of LVR, popping the bubbles, right? Yeah. On bringing health insurance, and it came and then it went, right? And so it's tough and it's expensive to have health insurance. Are there other options out there? There are, right? And so as we were going through this, Chris met a couple great guys they were looking for some space and stuff, and we got to talking, right? And this is Valor Medical, and we're going to bring them up here in a second. And as he's looking at this, he's very creative in the way of thinking about things and bringing things to you guys. And so we were able to put some kind of a partnership together with these guys to come in and provide concierge medical. What is concierge medical? Right? Right? So I have health insurance through Signature, and it is a pain in the butt to get in to even get a physical. Like, it's usually a few months out, and then it comes up and something came up and you can't make that appointment or you got to reschedule, so you're going to be a few more months out. And so I signed up with these guys, and because I just missed my physical at the other one, and it was going to be another 3 months before I could get in. And I got to spend some time in there, and I tell you, I've never had a doctor spend as much time with me and answer my questions as these guys did. And so I hope you guys get a lot out of this and look at this. This is not to replace health insurance. This is to subsidize your medical and give you better access to a doctor. And it is a perk of being here. So
yeah, Brandon said it. I'm going to bring up Brett and Ben. Come on up, guys, and I'll tell a quick story while you're coming up. Give them a round of applause. Yep. If you're not clapping, you might look a little peakish next week. I'm just putting it out there. Come on up and have a seat. So I'm going to take you back a ways. We're going to go all the way back to 2006. There it was. And what happened in 2006? All hell broke loose. And everyone I knew was in real estate. Everyone in my family, everyone of my friends, everyone had a real estate license then, right? And so we were in a marketplace where, you had to make decisions. Like, I can afford to keep the power on, and I can afford to pay the mortgage, but I really can't afford health insurance. And I think I was paying like $1,600 a month. My wife was a little bit older than me, and she was pregnant at the time, and I was scared shitless. And I was like, how am I going to make it through? And I happened upon a doctor at the time that would actually just take direct cash. But the problem was I couldn't really get in to see them. Like, something happened to me that morning and I didn't feel well. I just had to wait it out and figure it out, right? I didn't have someone I could go to and count on. And you fast forward, I'm helping two guys that referred to me by a great agent here at Signature. They were looking for an office space to host a medical practice, and we start discussing their plan. And I come to find out that their goal is to eliminate the need for an insurance carrier to get between you and your doctor. And I thought, well, how's that going to work? And they explained to me that the whole point is, when you call up, the doctor is under so many restraints because of your insurance company where they have to fill out certain paperwork and they have to have you do certain things, and then they have to put a process in place, and there's a billing process in place. And all of these things happen, and they flood these offices with, 1,200 patients. And the doctor is going in and out of each of these rooms, as fast as they can. And a lot of the time, and I thought that was interesting, their spending is making notes on your file for your insurance company to know what the hell's going on with you. And it eliminated all of the time and the care that a great doctor could provide to their patient. And so Brett and Ben were telling me that their goal was to spend like 40 minutes. And I'm like, what the hell are we going to talk about for 39 more minutes than I'm used to, right? And so I actually, I was one of the first people, I think, other than your families and Brandon, to sign up for the service. And I went through it. And let me just tell you, I definitely need a plan for my health in 2025. And I wasn't sure I did, but now I know I do. I went into their office, and they put me through some tests. I went and got lab work done, and if you don't like needles, that'll be fun. And they drew blood and did all those things, and I went back in, and they took out the chart and went through every single test that was done on me. Like usually what a doctor would do is they just circle 1 or 2 items and say, this is what we're worried about. We're going to put you on this. We'll see you next week. Like they went through everything of what it means and what this stands for and what the projection is for it and things I should be concerned about and things I shouldn't. And the meeting went by, and we're all 20 minutes in. We haven't even got to my personal issues yet, right? And they actually asked me questions about what I want my lifestyle to look like, where I want to be in a couple of years. Do I still want to be around? Those things that, go to what I want to have happen in my life, not what some healthcare provider says I have to have. And so the reason I brought these guys back today is I want to point out a couple of myths that were misunderstood in their service and then let you guys ask some questions and get to know them some more. So number one, they're not insurance. Their entire goal is that if you have no insurance or if you do have insurance, you're not paying co-pays to come to their office and meet with them. They have a membership fee. So you pay that one monthly membership fee. It seems like it ranges between $100 and $125 based on your age.
50 to 125.
Yeah, so if I was 6 or 18 above, I'd be in that 50 range.
Yeah, so it's available for all your family members. So if you have children 6 to 18, $50 a month covers them.
So have anyone been to urgent care lately? About 3 months ago, I took my daughter to urgent care because she had water in her ear, I guess, now I found out. That cost me $600 to find out she had water in her ear. Like, when I was a kid, we just go like this. And
That's what's wrong.
Yeah, that's why I got the other problems. But $600, and that was my part after insurance to have someone tell my daughter they flushed her ear out when, they could have just had that diagnosis question and said, well, were you in a pool lately? Or, did you have water in your... It's just the way things work in that weird scenario. But I go into their office for that part of setting up, and they put me through an EKG. They put me through a BMI test. I'll let them explain all the tests that they do. But I have a full working knowledge now of where I stand. There's some concerns, but they put me on a plan to make those things happen. And so I think that for me, lying awake that day wondering what's wrong, and my wife Googling she's probably watching, Googling WebMD to find out that I'm dying. In every instance that she Googles, I'm dying, right? I've made it through so many times. But that's what happens to people when they get stuck in it. So real quick.
One thing before we go into this, I just want you to know this is not a sales pitch.
Nothing.
We're not trying to sell you on these guys. Like, if this works for you and this is a solution for you, this is a good thing. No matter what, I think you should have a conversation with them, whether you've got insurance, don't have insurance, whatever, to see how this works in conjunction with whatever you have or don't have and see if it's right for you.
So real quick, recap who you are and why you're doing this.
All right, my name is Ben McGarvey. I've been PA since 2009, so I guess that's 15 years now. I spent 25 years in the Air Force, retired out of there. I was a member of the White House Medical Unit for 2 different administrations. Super frustrated with insurance and just trying to take care of my patients. They get in the way more than they help out with anything. It's completely refreshing to have someone like Chris come in my office, spend time with him, get to know him. Now, if Chris is out anywhere in Las Vegas and he has an issue, he can call me. We can telehealth through our video electronic medical record system. I can put medicine in at the nearest pharmacy. He can swing by and pick it up. He doesn't have to travel all the way to see me now that he's been established. I would like one initial visit with everybody when you sign up so that we can get a picture of where you're at. But after that, we just try to make it easy for you. We are licensed by the state of Nevada to stock and dispense medication from our office. So if you need anything, we keep it there at wholesale prices. That you do have to come in for. But an example of that is generic Prilosec. All of our meds are generic, by the way, because they work the same. It's 2 cents a capsule, and a lot of people don't realize that. I can give you a 90-day supply for $1.80. And there's no gimmicks. There's no catch to this. If you don't want to sign up, I'm not going to chase you down, but I'm offering my services because it really is beneficial to a lot of people.
Dr. Brett Hirama, also in the Air Force. I was in for over 37 years in one way or another. Before I became a doctor, I was actually a nuclear physicist. So wasn't always a doctor, but I did go through med school and stuff, so I am an MD. And what Ben said as far as the insurance stuff, I mean, we obviously in the military, all of our members are covered under TRICARE, and but we do have to deal with them on a regular basis, and it was every single time. It's just maddening because it doesn't always make a whole lot of sense. The insurance system is, I mean, there's a purpose to it. There is a reason that we have the insurance system that we have, but it's not for everybody. And like I said, oftentimes it makes things worse. That being prior, being on the other side of medicine and stuff like that, before I became a doctor, and being a scientist, I always wanted to know, like, why. You go into the doctor and the doctor says, well, you have to do this. Okay, why? And I am a very, very strong believer in the autonomy of the patient, and the patient gets to decide what happens to them, and for them to make an intelligent decision on what happens to their own body, they have to know why. And you don't, a lot of times, the insurance, because of the system we have, you don't get to learn that why. So that's really the biggest thing for me, is to get to know the patients and be able to explain things. And Chris and they could probably tell you that I will sit there and just talk your ear off, because I just love doing it and explaining the things, the why. And so things like COVID. What is it with these vaccines? What is the concern? And to be able to sit down with a doctor who knows and can answer these questions, and can spend the time to actually explain all this stuff. And I try at least to be very, not push my own opinions on it, but I'll tell you my opinion. But things like having to be mandated for the vaccine, stuff like that, I push back against that. If it's for you, then absolutely go do it. If it's not for you, then you should not be forced to do it. So that's the kind of thing that we looked for as far as what medicine should be, and that's why we got frustrated with the insurance companies and stuff. One of the questions that comes up often is, I have insurance. Why do I need your service? Absolutely. If you have insurance, if you have an employer that provides your insurance, or you somehow have Medicare or something like that, by all means, you should take advantage of it. But a lot of times you don't understand it and stuff. I don't understand everything, but at least I can tell you from the medical side what's going on, and why the insurance company insists this or that or the other things. But if you are paying for your own insurance, I'm not saying that's the wrong decision, but are you fully understanding what you're doing? Because if you've not spent time in the hospital over the past year, if you have not been seeing like a lot of treatment and stuff like that, all that money you put into insurance is gone. You lost money on that bet, or whatever you want to call it, for the insurance company. The point is not that insurance is bad or anything like that necessarily. It's just that there are other options out there that I think you should all be aware of. We provide, kind of consider it like concierge service, and if it's worth it to you, by all means, come see us. You think that might be of value. It's your money. You spend it the way you want to. We work for you because you're paying our bills, not the insurance company. We don't work for the insurance company like most doctors do. We have to satisfy our customers directly. But there are other options out there. If you've not heard of HSAs, the health savings accounts, you have to get knowledge about it, because, that is a system that's like, if you have an IRA but don't have an HSA, it makes no sense to me why you would do that. Not a Roth IRA, that's a little different, but a regular IRA, because an HSA is essentially an IRA plus tons of other benefits that you can use it for. So why would you ever do an IRA without an HSA? Also, there are indemnity plans. These are the kinds of things where if something happens to you, you pay a fee for it. It's, $100, $150 or something like that per month. But if something happens to you, so you get cancer and you need surgery, if you get pregnant and you need a C-section or whatever, you go through the indemnity plan. The way it works is it pays you money directly. So they pay you for getting sick. So everything that happens to you, and they just send you a lump chunk sum check of whatever it is. Whatever your diagnosis is, here's $10,000. Do with it whether you want. Now, if you also have with us, we can arrange for you to get care typically far less than what you can get under the insurance company by paying cash, which is what you would be doing. The way the hospitals, you can't find, if you go online and say, what does it cost me to have, I don't know, knee surgery at a hospital, you can't find that. They will not tell you. That's one of the things that's actually being pushed for, is to try to force them to, okay, you have to list your prices for things, because people don't know. All you know is you go to the hospital, and at the end of your visit, you get the bill, and the bill says it was $100,000, and that's not an exaggeration to say it was $100,000. And then the insurance company says, well, we've negotiated with the hospital, and we've got them to lower their price to $60,000. And from that $60,000, we are going to pay $50,000, which leaves you with $10,000 you have to pay. Sounds like a pretty good deal. $100,000 down to $10,000 because you have insurance. But what they don't tell you is that if you didn't have insurance at all and you negotiated with the doctors and everything else, that procedure would cost you $10,000. So the insurance companies are making money, right? They're in it for a business. So that's the type of thing that happens, but you have to know the system in order to figure out how to do that. Concierge service will help you get through those kind of things. So that's one thing. That's the indemnity, HSAs. HSA basically is IRA, and you can just pay any kind of medical cost you have. You can use directly from that. Yes, including our service. Yes, you can pay. So that's one of the things. If you set up an HSA, and then any money you put into there is tax deducted directly from your income, just like it would be for an IRA. But then anything you pay out of that for medical services, including like a membership into something like what we have, you do not pay a penalty or anything like that from that. And the limits are just a little bit higher than what the IRA annual limits are. So IRA is like, I don't know, around 7,000, and then this would be like 8,000. Don't quote me on that, but it's rough numbers that you can put in per year. And then it grows. And then when you turn 65, you can take it out and spend it on a house or spend it on anything else you want, just like with an IRA. Yeah. Now you do when you do that, you have that's just like with an IRA. Anything that grew other than what you put in is taxed, but it's regular tax and stuff. So, but it turns into an IRA, if you will. And then there's also, you've probably heard radio commercials or something maybe about like Christian services and stuff like that. Those plans are basically you put in, and again, it's about $100, $150 a month. And then if you come down with some kind of catastrophic thing, then they will kick in and pay. So it's kind of sort of like an insurance company, but it's not insurance, because any kind of insurance company that's actually insurance has to follow the healthcare saving, the American, whatever, the Obamacare. What's the actual word for it? Yeah, but the Obamacare has to follow all those rules. These do not follow all the rules, and so they're not considered insurance, but essentially it's basically insurance. Those are for catastrophic things. It's similar kind of to the indemnity type of deal, but basically you pay into this group, and then if anything bad happens to you, they pay for the medical bills and stuff. So
let me just ask you a follow-up to the first question I asked. If what we were supposed to talk about today in a certain way leading into this is going into 2025 with a service like yours, what are the things that you recommend for a positive health experience in 2025 that I should be doing, whether I have insurance or I don't have insurance? What would you suggest to the people out there?
Are you talking about from a medical side or from a?
Yeah, from your medical side. Specifically, what It's only a 1 hour meeting. We don't have enough time. Problem number one.
So I would say start with a physical. Start with getting an assessment of where you stand with your blood work, with a physical exam. Let us put you on our InBody that measures your body composition. It will tell you your skeletal muscle mass, your body fat percentage per limb.
I have a lot of water, 115 pounds of water. I've been carrying around with me.
You wanted to know.
You get thirsty, I got it.
So that's a good start, but the overall for 2025 is get yourself healthy, and we can help with that.
I think that's a very individual question. Like I said earlier, it's a kind of my kind of way of looking at things. What you want from a health perspective, you get to decide. So if you, I mean, everybody would obviously, it'd be great if we could just be, look like some of the models on TV and stuff like that, and just, you know, without doing any work. But that's not reality. You have to put in some work into it. But you have to decide what is worth it to you. Some of us enjoy, you know, fancy food and good tasting stuff, or snacks at night or whatever. And if that's what motivates you, if that's what brings you joy in life, then absolutely you should do that. But when you do that, you should know the consequences of it and how to deal with the consequences, and what things can be done to like mitigate any added risk and stuff like that you've done by having that pie at midnight or whatever it might be. Exercise-wise, what your goal for your weight is, what you know, all that kind of stuff. That's like the external stuff, and that's probably what you know. Like, I know my skin, you know, I want to get rid of this acne or whatever. But there are a lot of things that are happening inside that you are not aware of, and that's kind of what Ben talked. That's why we have everybody go through the battery of tests and stuff to make sure that there's not something hidden that's going on that you don't know about, that you can take action on early and then prevent a lot of later things. And again, I think it's coming down to like, look, if I go through the life like this and enjoy my life as to the absolute fullest, and I die at 65, is that worth it to me? Or is it worth, you know, I want to see my grandkids, and so I want to live to 85, but I'm going to have to give up some of the stuff to get that. Can't give you exact stuff, but we can give you percentages and you know, odds and stuff like that. So that's what we try to do.
So it's interesting you say the percentages. When I went through the testing, they actually told me my percentage for getting certain things, like my percentage chance of getting a heart attack, or things I would go through. But I want to talk for a minute about your service costs and the value that I've been saved so far. So I'm on 2 medications, one for blood pressure I just got this year, which was really exciting news, and one for heartburn, right? Because I would get these horrible heartburn spouts. Probably comes back to the food I ate at night. And I went through the process with my insurance, you know, going through my prescription plan and everything else, and the money CVS saves me. I pay about $40 every single month for those prescriptions, and they only give them to you, you know, like in small packages for that. And you gave me a 3-month supply for $18 of both of them together. So I just saved basically what half of my monthly cost would be just from your service for that. But what's interesting is my plan is to get off of my blood pressure meds, because if I lose some weight, I won't have such high blood pressure and I'll feel better, they said. But I mean, that's the focal point in my head, is that, you know, nobody wants to be on medication. Nobody wants to go to the doctor. No one wants to be sick. A couple of weeks ago, maybe not even that, before your installation, I felt like I was coming down with a cold. Like, I just didn't feel good, like scratchy throat kind of thing. And I called their number, and they answered on the first ring and said, yeah, how can we help? And I said, I think I'm getting a cold. Can you give me something? And they said, yeah, we've got it right here in the office. It's like Mucinex or some version of it. And I took that, and I missed most of the cold symptoms. Now, my wife didn't call right away, and so she's struggling with a little bit of the cough, but she got right in after that happened. Same thing, same day, immediate response, and I was able to complete my day's work without having to say, oh my God, I got to go to the doctor at noon, I'll see you tomorrow at 8, right? Because that's usually what happens when you try to do that. Talk a little bit about that.
So we have a lot of years worth of experience running different teams. We were in the Air Force, but not always embedded with the medical group. We've been embedded with different teams. Those teams knew us as their medical providers. Anything they needed, they just told us. It's because we work together. We're bringing that concept out to the civilian sector. We want a team of about 600 people. We don't want to take any more than that. I don't want to be bogged down. I don't want to have patients who can't get in to see me because I have too many. So we're going to cap the number of patients we take, that will allow us to offer these 30 to 60-minute appointments, sometimes longer if needed. But taking care of the team and getting them running is what we're used to. We could have a different mission going on at night where the members need to be ready to go, and if they've got runny noses, coughing, we'll take care of that right then so that the mission can proceed. That's what we're used to.
Yeah. So I think the big thing before we go to questions, and the thing that Brandon brought up is there's no benefit to Signature. Like, we don't get any kickbacks. We don't get a little portion of what it is. The reason why we're so intent on you finding out about this is he just said it. He's going to limit to 600 patients. And when I heard about it, I know that we have a large chunk of agents within this company that they're either uninsured or have no health coverage provider or anyone that they see when they don't feel good, because I see them around the office while they're not feeling good, right? And so livelihood and happiness would be better for all of us involved if everyone that we interact with in the company had access for help. And so that's why I think it's so important that we keep talking about this and get people in. So let's go to some questions if we can after Brandon.
Keith. Yeah, so everything that we so everything that we do, we will tell you ahead of time. You pay for us. You pay for the membership, and if other tests or medication and stuff like that, we will tell you upend. Like, we can get you the medication for this price or whatever. If you have insurance, then we say, yeah, I mean, you'll have to negotiate with the insurance company what you would pay. But yeah, we can prescribe for whatever medications, whatever, and then you would go and get it, and the insurance company would pay for it with your co-pays and stuff like that. It's not a problem at all. Same thing with referring to like a specialist or something. You can come to with primary care, but if we recommend a specialist for you, we can actually help you find a reputable specialist that we trust, and get you in with them, and then we negotiate prices with them as well. So you can either pay cash or you can go through your insurance. Either way, it's does not interfere at all.
So that question was, how do we, in our service, assist you if you already have insurance? Everything he said is correct. You can use your insurance at any other place that you go to, whether we send you to the lab, we send you for imaging, we send you to a specialist. You have the option to use your insurance there, or go through whatever we show you as a price, but we'll always be transparent and show you what it would be with us. You can also take your insurance and raise your deductible so that you're paying less monthly. That savings could be used for your membership with us or into an HSA. Yeah, either way.
You should probably go through your financial advisor. Most banks will have some type of thing like that, but usually it's a financial advisor. I don't know.
Mine's through American Express.
Questions from the audience?
So my question is, if you have a catastrophic illness, say you get cancer, and you do not have health insurance, do you still have affiliates that you can refer to if a patient needs to see an oncologist and go through chemotherapy? Do you have the doctor's offices where you could pay cash for those types of services? Or is that when you would hopefully have the indemnity plan to help pay for that?
We are finding that every specialist that we've contacted in Las Vegas loves cash. Because every time they bill an insurance company, 3 months later, they get a fraction of what they billed for. So I haven't ran into any yet. I cannot point you to a specific oncologist right now. but I haven't ran into any yet that will not take cash.
And then second question, so if you have students in college, so my son is in a different state for college, would you be able to still do the telemed or no because he's in a different state?
Yeah, no, we can still do that. That is permitted. But usually, if your child is in college, a lot of the colleges require that they have some kind of insurance. So, and we would not qualify for that for the schools. Just no, yeah, no, that's not a problem. We can still do that.
All right, so I just got two. So just so we're clear, the telemed, if you're on the different side and you're sick, you just telemed the doctor, and you can get your prescription at wherever thing is close to you. Correct? Okay, perfect. And then after the initial physical and sign up, do you guys? I know you guys aren't necessarily a nutritionalist, but do you guys work on a plan or at least have recommendations that could work towards it, or?
My wife will tell you, do not listen to me when it comes to nutrition. Actually, so no, we do not have any nutritionalist specialists with us. We can offer you just the basic doctor's advice, but we do know nutritionists and have contacts with them, and so we can put you in contact with one of them if that's what you wanted. But we are not trained in that, so we can give you recommendations, but not advice.
Any other questions?
Yeah, I think for many people, it depends on your individual, your financial situation. It depends on your job situation. I mean, if you have an employer that already provides insurance, then you're kind of paying for extra in a sense. But I would definitely look into other options. That's the biggest takeaway that I had from today was that there are other options outside of insurance that are oftentimes can be made tailored much better for you, an individual. I would say, especially if you're younger, the younger you are and healthier you are, that's probably true. Because the insurance, the way the insurance is set up is the younger, healthier people are subsidizing the older, less healthy people. That's just a general rule. But
I just have a thought. So for the last couple decades, my parents have had a concierge doctor, and that was like the price of a luxury car payment every month. And so I didn't have it, but I always wanted the care that they had, and they're always like, oh, I'm just talking to my doctor, and I have my medication already, so I have to go to Quick Care. So I've been going to Quick Care. I haven't had a primary care physician for that same amount of time myself. Thank God I'm not really that sick, but when I do get sick, I have to go to Quick Care, 5 hours later and everything like that. So I'm really excited. I'm so thankful to the four of you to bringing this to us, and I'm signed up, and my son as well. So thank you. I'm really excited.
Thanks, Angela. That was great. So really quick, I just wanted to give you guys just like a little 2 cents worth of what I had experienced this year. 2 months ago, I got sick with vertigo, and luckily I had just signed up. Because I was like, I don't have a doctor. I don't go to the doctor. I have never been to the hospital. I've never had an IV before. Knock on wood. And this was my first experience with everything, and I cannot tell you how great it was dealing with these guys.
Anyone else that we missed? Yeah.
Since we're talking about good health, may I? I just recently discovered an app. It's called Yuka. You guys, hello. I'm obsessed with this app. It's free. You just scan the QR code of any item, whether it's a hair product, food product, and it gives a rating on a 0 to 100 scale on its health benefit or if it's good for you or not. It'll blow your freaking mind what you think you're eating healthy and it's not. My hair product, Crew Fiber, I've been using it for 25 years on my head. It gets a 0. I threw it out. The Crew Fiber, unbelievable. Honey Nut Cheerios gets an 8 out of 100. Just, I mean, really, it's a great. And if it doesn't scan it, you can just type in the name and it'll give it. It's free. It's called Yuka, Y-U-K-A.
All right, guys, we're going to wrap this up, but let's give them a round of applause for being here. So a couple of things, because we have the relationship and because they're here, they're actually going to hang out here today, meeting individuals that want to sign up for the program, find out more information. I'm going to tell you that you can call them and do the same thing over the phone. Don't wait. Don't wait by now. That's not what I meant. Don't wait for something to happen to you to try to find a doctor, to try to figure out the scenario. I'm telling you, it's the worst place to be in for your mindset and your business. Take advantage of this great service. And yeah, if you have a family, make sure and ask them about a family plan, because I think that the whole thing is a fantastic setup the way they have it. So, guys, thank you for being here. We appreciate you. And yes, thank you to our